Hello Elucidat authors, welcome to this Level 2 video where I'm going to be talking you through how you can use questions to check your learners' knowledge. Before we dive into Elucidat itself, I want to quickly introduce these three different categories of questions that are available to you in Elucidat. The first one is knowledge checks, and these are the ones we're going to be looking at in this video. So knowledge checks are really designed to be part of helping somebody learn. So as soon as you ask a question, the learner answers it, presses submit, and they immediately receive some in-the-moment feedback. The feedback can be specific to whether they got the answer correct or incorrect. So it really gives you an opportunity to either reinforce the correct answer they got or correct them, explain why that answer was wrong and what the correct answer is. So the key thing to remember with knowledge checks is that they come with a feedback pop-up. But in contrast, assessments do not. They've been designed to feel more like an exam where you would work through a series of questions and only find out how you did at the end. So these are perfect if you want somebody to be able to retake the test if they fail and to have not been given the answers along the way. So assessments do not have a feedback pop-up. The final category is surveys. These are questions where there's not really a right or wrong answer. They're just designed to elicit some information from the user. So they come with a pop-up that thanks learners for responding, but they're not designed to give kind of correct or incorrect feedback. So today we're going to be focusing on knowledge checks, as I say. So let's dive into Elucidat and I will show you how to go about setting up a knowledge check question, including the feedback element as well. So here I am in a project. At the moment you can see I've just got one page added here. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my page type. We've got lots of all the different categories available here, one of which is questions and results. So that's the one I'm going to jump into. And you can see here that there are lots of different types of question available to you, a real range designed to really give you lots of choice so that there's always a type of question that fits with your content. And they're broken down into subcategories here. So this is a category where the learner can just select one answer from a series of options. And you can see here that might be in text form, image form, in various different ways. Or there are options where there might be multiple correct answers, so you'd want the learner to be able to select multiple options. There's a range of questions that are all about sorting answers. So this includes drag and drop and kind of categorizing and sorting exercises. So you can explore sort of all of these options here. Today, I'm going to choose a text-based question, one of the more simple ones to set up, but the principles that apply to it do apply across the majority of these page types. So I'm going to choose the text answer here. And as I come into this next stage, you can see this is where I'm asked to choose whether I want assessment, knowledge check, or survey. I'm choosing knowledge check today because I do want to be able to give that immediate feedback to the learner. So let's set that page type. And now we can double click to go in and edit it. So the page loads in here with various text fields and answer options for me. So this is where I could double click to just go in, edit my text and type my question, and do the same here on my options. So for the purposes of this kind of demo, so we can see what's going on, I'm going to actually label these as correct and incorrect. So I'm going to call this one my correct answer. This one's going to be incorrect, and so is this third one. And what I could do if I wanted more options, if I wanted to have more distractors, is I could continue adding options here and using the edit icon to delete any that I don't want. So you have a lot of flexibility here over how many options are in your question. So I've got that set up, and the next thing I need to do is actually be able to tell Elucidat which one of these should be marked as correct. You can see there are these little coloured indicators on the left-hand side of each option here. Those are all red, which is indicating that at the moment, Elucidat thinks all of these answers are incorrect. So what I need to do is go to the one that's actually correct and use the edit icon to say that the answer for this one actually is correct. And you can see as I save that, that indication has changed to green. So that's a quick way that you can look at an existing question and check that it's set up correctly for you. So just save my progress so far. The final part I would want to edit to this question is the feedback. So those pop-ups that appear when a learner submits. And to do that, you actually click on the submit button itself as a learner would. And you can see here that the two pop-ups are available for me, so I can choose which of those I want to edit. So let's jump into the correct one. And you can see here, this is a specific text box just for correct, which allows me to put some targeted text in here. So I'm just doing sample text here just to give you an idea, but you would of course be reinforcing what the correct answer was to your learners here. I'm going to do the same for incorrect. Great, so that's done. So that's my question set up. So we can double check that in preview mode now. If I go in here and choose to get my question correct, I should see a specific correct box. If I change my mind and choose one of these incorrect options, the incorrect one pops up. So that general principle can be applied to any question type that you add. It's a case of getting the correct copy in there, making sure you set which of these is correct and not forgetting to edit the feedback as well. So just going to round this one off with a couple of top tips to share with you. So the first one is that, as you can see, there are lots of different question types available, from rating scales to drag and drops to image questions. So it's really worth familiarising yourself with those and having a play around so that when you come to create your next quiz, you can find the perfect type of question for your content. Also to remember that the knowledge check feedback panels are really there so that you can educate your learners and give them additional information. So it's a great opportunity to really make sure they explain why, that they understand why they got something wrong if they did, and that they really understand that correct option. And finally, to say it's worth thinking about whether you want your knowledge check questions to contribute to a final score. As default, they do not contribute to a score, but if you want them to, they can. So if that's something you're thinking about, then join me in the next video, which is actually all about how to score questions and set up quizzes. And we'll be talking about that in there. Thank you. See you in the next video.